everybody, it's Mr. Zen over here bringing us a brand new One Piece chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about is chapter 879, folks. Oh yeah, freaking Luffy versus Katakuri, folks. The one and only one-on-one match. Winner takes all. Mochi versus Rubber. No joke, folks. I personally thought this chapter was definitely interesting. More so on the fact that, we finally got to see another of the Sweet Commanders actually finally in a very actual serious fight. And we can see how Katakuri, how strong this character is, or how Oda actually developed this character, even though it still has some of the same qualities as Luffy's actual own Devil Fruit abilities. But even better, as Oda was showcasing throughout the whole entire chapter, like, my freaking god, Mochi apparently is better than Rubber itself. Or either that. But a thing that I found very interesting is that Katakuri, we haven't really seen more of his battle style. It's more or less, he's not necessarily copying Luffy's abilities in this chapter. The way I kind of saw it, it's more of the fact that he's proving to Luffy, then telling him, no, Luffy, resistance is futile. I'm gonna make you suffer. Like, to me, it seems more like he's trying to psychologically trying to mess up Luffy by doing the same type of techniques against him in order for Luffy to actually lose that willpower in order when he's facing off against him. I mean, for Pete's sake, we saw Hawk Stomp, Gome Gome no, Elephant Gun. We saw all those techniques up against freaking Katakuri, and yet still to no available. Luffy was not able to actually not only keep up with him, but only also the fact that he wasn't able to actually put enough power into his actual techniques in order to combat against the Mochi techniques that Katakuri was actually able to, freaking fend off. But the thing that made me very interested, the fact that is, okay, Oda, how in the heck are you really going to be actually making Luffy come out of this situation? This situation is really freaking dire. And not only at the fact that Luffy is losing, it's more the fact, okay, if he does defeat Katakuri, I don't know how, but if he does defeat Katakuri, maybe how is he gonna get out? Because he still has all those little mini enemies that are right there around Katakuri himself. To me, it seems like Katakuri is giving Luffy no means of escape. So, in all honesty, the only way Luffy can really then to take out Katakuri himself, and that is basically speed. Like how every other anime YouTubers out there were actually explaining that technically Luffy just has to become faster, as it's the only plausible actual reasoning for Luffy to actually combat against Katakuri himself. And the reason is for that because Katakuri was shown to be very, very agile throughout the whole entire chapter when he was facing off against Luffy. And the thing that was actually making me interested, okay, so we've seen Bound Man. We've seen Gear 4 in his in the regular actual attire, So that was actually power. And then, of course, Bound Man was actually more of like a defensive one. So we're going to be actually seeing a speed type of Gear 4. Is that what we might be seeing? But to me, it's like, technically, the Luffy going Gear 4 was already fast enough when you think about it. The anime even kind of shows that Luffy, with the elastic, from his feet, just, bouncing back and forth. Luffy is technically pretty fast in itself. So it goes along to say, like, how the heck is Luffy going to get out of this? If it's not speed, if it's not something else, what the heck? No, but no joke, though. That's just me messing around, but no joke. Like, honestly, it has to be Gear 4. I don't think it's going to be no Gear 5th or another, like you could say, another one of Luffy's actual abilities. To me, it's like maybe... To me, it's going to be just Gear 4, maybe just modified once again. But to me, it's like, I don't know how it's going to be. It's going to be like design-wise. How would it look speed-wise? Because if you guys think about it, Luffy has, in order for him to be actually be very fast, what Luffy will have to do really is, if by the context of his own body, he still has to have air inside for him in order for himself to go to Gear 4. So in order for himself to become lighter, technically what I kind of see what Oda will do, and this is my opinion, he could be doing his awakening, but from the looks of it, I'm not going to lie to you, I think he's going to use the surrounding elements to his advantage. He's going to use the whole mirror world itself, and he's going to make it rubbery in order for Luffy to actually get enough momentum to be actually going fast enough in order for Katakuri to not actually catch up to him. That's my honest opinion, because to me, that would make the most sense. Since Luffy will be like, okay, I need to get a little stronger, I need to be a little faster. So think of it like a regular rubber ball, and you're bouncing it back back and forth through the wall. Just think of it like that. That's how I kind of see Luffy, that to the point that like the more pressure is gonna keep going, the quicker the momentum is gonna gain inside that, and by making everything else in his surroundings, of course, made of have a rubbery texture or rubber properties, it would make Luffy actually like a rolling pinball, just going back and forth, and Katakuri, of course, not being able to dodge it, of course, and be like, okay, okay, now he's having difficulty. Boom! I thought he was gonna come from the other side. No, because remember, the observation hockey is perfect to the T, but the person's actual own way of actually going at it is, if the person's not fast enough, then boom, that's it. That's the way I kind of see it going. But I am definitely hoping that that's the way it's gonna go, because I would like to see Luffy actually use more of logical logical tactics inside his actual battle strategies in this particular one, because to me it seems that he's gonna have to incorporate all those elements in order to defeat Katakuri himself. That's just my opinion. But other than that, I wouldn't know what else it could be. But to be honest, I can't wait for the next week's chapter to see how it's gonna go about. But moving on, guys, after that Luffy and Katakuri, there's still plenty of other things that we can actually talk about, and that is, of course, is freaking Pedro's death, and also the fact that Big Mom herself, while she was walking, in the freaking sea. For a second, it looked like she was actually walking on water, and I thought to myself, okay, no, Oda, that's already destroying the context of the story itself. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a Yonko, but at the same time, it's like, okay, wait a minute, how is this gonna be going about? But it's none other than Pero. He was actually had like a candy sea slug. But the thing is that I want to know is Pero going to be a hindrance in the later parts of the actual chapter? I mean, look at it. He's next to Big Mom. And also the fact that, he made a huge lie. So technically, I kind of see Pero being that martyr himself. He's kind of inching closer and closer to death. I mean, he gave himself like a huge speech about how he had he's every time he's gonna have tea, his arm is gonna melt every time, because of course he's gonna make a prosthetic arm made out of candy. But to me, it's like, I don't know. I see him literally becoming the next one, getting the chop right there. He's gonna get chopped off. Honestly, not by the Straw Hat crew members, but by maybe by Big Mom herself. Maybe just a little bit, But honestly though, let's see how that's gonna go about with Pero. I'm hoping that he does get the chopper, because man, Pero just seems, he's annoying. Honestly, Pero is freaking annoying. I don't really like his character. Villain wise, pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Pretty strong techniques that he's got about with his actual Delphoid ability. But other than that, it's like, he seems like a very huge hindrance for the Straw Hat Pirates themselves. But we're gonna see how that's gonna go about. Now, moving on, there's nothing I did want to talk about, and that is Pound. Every time Oda writes his actual chapters, he always makes sure to use every panel for the best of his abilities. By seeing Pound, okay, what is Pound going to be doing? He's traversing through the seas of, maybe he's going to be going and help out, maybe Sanji and putting all of them. Maybe he's going to help them out because, remember, Pound is still important to the story, and he was actually one of Big Mom's husbands, so he might know something or two about food. So it would be pretty interesting to see what his actual abilities will be capable of. So I can't wait to see what Pound's going to be doing in the actual future story arc. So that's the way of Oda's actual way of saying that, Pound's going to come back into the story. Because for Pete's sakes, he may be a goofy and comical character, but Oda's way of writing his stories, he's always able to make small characters come out with huge screen times and huge moments. So can't wait to see what Pound's gonna be doing. But let's see what else I might be missing from the actual chapter itself. I don't think I might be missing, but it's Katakuri. Of course, with Jinbei's speech, that was pretty interesting. We all know how that went about. That was pretty cool. Not gonna lie to you, that was pretty touching too. But the way that Jinbei kind of said it was very straight towards the point. So I can't argue with Jinbei's actual role in the crew, seeing as how he's helping the Straw Hats in motivational and actually keep pushing them forward no matter the way that they're kind of struggling. But let me know down in the comments below, guys, as to what are you guys' thoughts on Luffy versus Katakuri in the next actual chapter. In my theory, I think the way that he's going to be using the momentum by having everything else turn to river property and just kind of like a ricocheting around the mirror world, I think that's the way Luffy will go about. And honestly, that's the way I would see it in order for the game to speak. Because I just don't see him like changing aesthetics, Maybe he'll turn into an actual ball. That way he'll have more of a wider surface area for him to actually, to attack enemies. That's the way I see it. But let me know down in the comments what you guys thoughts. And what are you guys thoughts on Pound 2 as a character? Do you guys think that Oda will actually bring that character back into the future story? Do you guys think it's just that was Oda's way of just kind of just bringing the ice down for us readers? But like I said, let me know down in the comments, guys. And as always, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more One Piece chapter discussions. And as always, hope to see you guys again in the next video. But peace out, folks.